Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that, guys. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to make this video very quick because I've tried to do this video about 3 times already and things have gone wrong. I don't know. But I'm going to be very brief and very quick with this video. As you can see, I'm still in a hotel, guys. This is my last day here at EA Play here in LA. But let me just definitely give you my quick thoughts, my overall thoughts on CFM for Madden 17. And let me say, this. Let me preference with this. These are my current thoughts. Because things could change. You never know. There could be some surprises or some, sneak features that come in after the fact. But as of right now, after leaving EA Play and already knowing, what's in CFM, speaking with John White as well. If you guys haven't seen that interview, check that out. As well as check out Shopmaster's interview when he has his up, because he asked some different questions that I didn't ask. Like I said, we all were tired and we all, he did his interview right after mine and I was like, oh, I forgot to do this, so ask that. So definitely check out both of those interviews. But anyway, guys, overall, this is how I feel about CFM. And let me at least explain this real quick before I run into that. My perspective could be a little different from you guys. Obviously, you know why. I have the relationship with the devs. I know future plans. I know how things are decided upon. So when I say I'm disappointed, it's more so coming from, like, think about a big list of things and they say, okay, these are the things we want to do. This is what we were able to do. That's where my disappointment would lie. So I know what's on the list, just like John said in the interview. I know what's on the list of to-dos, and what I'm looking for each year is, okay, what did they do? What did they decide to go with? So then when certain things are checked off the list, I'm like, great. But then when other things aren't there, I'm like, you know what I mean? And I guess that's kind of self-explanatory, but you guys know what I'm saying. I have a little more access than you guys would have, obviously. So I kind of know, a lot of the things that come out this year with things we talked about last year, saying, okay, we'll probably go after that. You know what I'm saying? So there are some disappointments on my side. Yes, things like the draft board. You guys know how much I want a draft board, a full-blown draft board where you can set priority and need and best available, and you can create your own logic of how your team drafts if you're not able to attend the draft. Going along with that, an app or a more robust website that allows you to do everything that you can do on the console on the go. I want to be able to draft from my Mac or my iPhone or what have you, my tablet. I want to be able to do that. It's just not an easy thing always to have everyone synced up at one time, especially if you're in a 32-man league. It's just not reasonable, so to speak. So those type of things that didn't make it. A more robust re-signing and free agent bidding. Things like, you guys know I say this all the time. I really want them to adopt what was done in NCAA with the recruiting. That's all we need right there. What was done in NCAA with recruiting players and pitches and all of that. Use that same format and tailor it to the NFL, and you've got it. A lot of things that was basically everything that was in Head Coach 09. Basically everything that we saw in Head Coach 09 that's not in CFM are the things that still are disappointments to me. Even with the injuries. I like the fact that they've done some different things with the injuries, but I want it to be more like Head Coach had, and now currently NBA 2K has, where there's different body parts, like the shoulder might have green, and my elbow might have red, and my knees might be yellow, letting me know there's wear and tear that's taking place. So I have to be careful at how I move, because if you get hit in these certain spots, it could dictate your injury and how long the injury is. That type of stuff. Some more of the off-field stuff, like I said, like, reconstructing contracts and, renegotiating, being able to front load and back load and stuff like that. Those type of transaction things. All of that type of off-field things, man, and even more storylines. I want more storylines to where guys can make mistakes during the season, or, guys could be a risk. And speaking of that, thinking about college players, I want to be able to send scouts. My man the Zoo Effect says this all the time as well. Be able to send scouts to certain, pro days or to the combine and maybe you get rewarded. If I send a guy there and we got real good scouting, I might have more information about him than you would, because my scout can interview him, and then different storylines can pop up in that scenario. The scout would come back and say, hey man, there was some, he got some issues going on in college that I uncovered in that interview, that type of stuff. Because some of us CFM guys are fanatics with the immersion. We want the on-field and off-field. That keeps you connected and linked to your franchise. And not only would you, have the ability to send the scouts, but also now it's up to me. I have to hire these guys. I have to hire my scouts and things like that. And like I said, you can send them here, send them there, and you get rewarded whether they go or they don't. All that kind of stuff, man. Just being able to have those types of different variances, it almost creates competition, within the off-field stuff. You see what I'm saying? Between you and other coaches. Now, the things that they did put in the game are great. I don't disagree with anything that was put in. Practice squads, that's something I've been clamoring for a long time. The difference to the game planning, I'm glad to see that. Even the big decisions. I like the big decisions because, as I said in the other blogs, the big decisions are really tied to, things that will affect gameplay. And that's what I like. So I definitely see that they're trying to move towards more of that stuff. But it's like I said, there's still things left on the table. But overall, how I feel about it, I think CFM, they did a pretty good job with what's being put into the game, but there's still so much left to do. So it's, I can't put a grade on it. Like I said, I look at it from a different perspective. Some of you guys may say, oh, they didn't do nothing. Some of you guys may say, oh, they did a whole lot. It's different for me because I know the development side of things, and I know the planning going into it, and I know what they're trying to achieve. Only one thing I would say that was kind of disappointing is, I think they definitely needed to do more to the story mode, because there's no story mode really in playing as a player. It's very, it's just very plain. It's the reason why I don't really do it. I wish they would have been able to create some type of story, like what FIFA is doing. And I don't know, maybe that's a situation that Frostbite allows them to do that. And I don't know. I really don't know the thought process behind that. But I know some guys that play those types of, career modes would be upset about that. But, I was looking forward to hopefully having something like that in Madden, and it's not. So it is what it is. But let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. It's already longer than I wanted it to be. It's already at 8 minutes. But basically, everything that's being done in CFM this year, great stuff. Great additions. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But there's still so much left on the table. So yes, I do have disappointment in CFM as well. So those are my overall thoughts. They did a pretty good job. I would say I'll give it maybe a B. Maybe a B. I don't know. But all right, guys, that's going to do it, man. Definitely leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and I promise it will not hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, until next time, let me know what you think. Peace. Once again, guys, thanks for coming by. And if you want to interact with me live, head on over to Sim Standard Radio every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, along with Smitty and Azure Effect. The call-in number for the show is down in the description. Now, of course, for more content, go ahead and click the link above. And before you go, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, until next time, lights out.